The Russo brothers tease Iron Man's fate in exclusive Avengers Endgame footage. We're less than 3 weeks away from Avengers Endgame gracing the big screen, and while we'd be content to ride out the remaining time without learning anything new about Avengers 4, Marvel keeps letting cats out of the bag. Over the weekend, exclusive unreleased footage from Endgame was revealed to the media, teasing out how Iron Man might survive his space adventure with Nebula. And since we have no impulse control when it comes to learning everything that we can about Endgame, we're here to dissect all of it. Now, before we go any further, the footage is still locked up, but we will be breaking down what was seen and what it means for our heroes, so if you're trying to make it through these next 3 weeks unspoiled, you might want to ditch this field trip like Spider-Man and head on out of here. Spoilers!
What's the matter with you kids? You never seen a spaceship before?
Still here? Cool! Over the weekend, Disney invited a bunch of luminaries in the media, including our very own Dan Casey, to sit down with the Endgame directors, the Russo brothers, and get their takes on the upcoming Infinity Saga ending film. And to get more on that interview, be sure to tune into Nerdist News Edition. As part of the interview, Dan and his colleagues saw about 10 minutes of footage from the film, and while one clip was previously shown at CinemaCon last week and later on Good Morning America on Monday, which we broke down how it revealed several fan theories, it's the other clip that's creating all the buzz this week since it reveals some new information about the fate of Tony Stark and Nebula while they are adrift in space. We've actually gotten several of the glimpses of this scene in previous Endgame trailers. From what we had already seen in promos, it's looking pretty dire for the pair as it appears they're about to run out of food, air, and fuel, and ultimately Tony believes he's going to die. However, in this exclusive footage, we've learned new details, specifically that it's been 22 days since the battle with Thanos in Infinity War. Tony and Nebula appear to be on board the Guardians of the Galaxy's broken down ship, the Benatar, which they've managed to limp back into space. They're passing the time by playing paper football, and of course, Nebula is unsurprisingly hyper-aggressive and competitive, but like in a very fun way. Eventually, Tony goes off to record his video to Pepper, and in his sad boy vlog, he reveals that they are down to the last dregs of their life support systems, and they are light years from the nearest 7-Eleven, so no chance to fill up on some heat lamp hot dogs. Tony also mentions that Nebula healed his infected chest wound from when he faced off with the Mad Titan, and at the end of the clip, having vlogged about his imminent death, Tony falls asleep where Nebula then picks up his sleeping body and kind of tucks him into a chair. It's really cute. So a couple of things to note here, besides the very sweet Tony-Nebula survival dynamic. Tony was pretty badly beaten up after his encounter with Thanos at the end of Infinity War, with his suit left in scraps hanging off of his battered body. As impressive as it is that he and Nebula managed to repair the ship well enough to leave Titan, Iron Man is still mostly man, and those nasty wounds could easily have taken him out. In the other scene Disney shared with Dan Casey and friends, we find out that Nebula has in fact made it back to Earth and is in the room with the Earth-side Avengers, Black Widow, Thor, Captains both Marvel and America, Rhodey, and Bruce Banner, as they discuss their plan for taking on Thanos. Noticeably absent from this group, however, is Iron Man. Now, while we're still not sure how exactly Nebula and Iron Man are saved in space, many suspect that it's Captain Marvel who swings by to save the day and give them a tow home. But we're still sticking to our theory that Tony and Nebula will be saved by Pepper Potts donning the rescue armor. Another question remains from this clip. Nebula clearly made it back alive, so why isn't Tony in this scene too? Did he not survive the trip back? Nah, we actually think that Tony is still alive. If they've just returned to Earth, it could be that Tony is still in a medical ward getting treated and healing. At the end of the day, what does all of this exclusive footage tell us about Avengers Endgame? Honestly, we think it plays out how we have predicted in the past. Once Nebula and Tony are safely back on Earth, the surviving Avengers, now equipped with their secret weapon, Captain Marvel, will take the fight to Thanos to take the glove and try to unsnap the snapped. Some suspect Thanos will soundly beat them in battle again, or the Avengers manage to get the Infinity Gauntlet from him but won't be able to use it because either the glove is too degraded or the stones are too drained to unsnap everything. We suspect that after they don't succeed, Ant-Man pops up from the quantum realm, sharing the very interesting information that time vortexes are a thing, and that maybe they can use them to stop Thanos before the snap, or capture the stones before he uses them. But what do you folks think? What are some good Avengers Endgame theories that you've heard? How excited are you for Endgame? And do you think Mark Ruffalo will accidentally stream the first 20 minutes of Endgame from his front pocket?
Am I in trouble?
A little.
Let's discuss. Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and mash that little bell to get notified every time we go live with the show or drop a new video. And did you check out our latest Nerdist News edition? Dan Casey has an intriguing theory on how Stranger Things 3's new monster could be hiding in D&D. Watch it right now.